Hello, everybody. Vol, April, Diz, Elena, Viva, and Tangi. Greetings. So I have a couple ideas. We're gonna see how things go today, how I'm feeling. Yo, Prak, what is up, dude? Prak, I'm sure you heard the news. The sad news. Because everyone's retweeting it. Jojo, hello. And what's up, Mark? Nice to see you. For those who don't know, Games Done Quick is again not going to be in person, so. Black Star, hello. So I was a little bummed to see that. I don't really know what there is to do about it. Unless someone wants to start their own event. And just have it be way smaller. Games Done Quick is the speedrunning marathon charity thing that happens twice a year. People raise money for it. Switches back and forth between Doctors Without Borders and Prevent Cancer Foundation. But usually it would take place at a hotel. They'd book out like a whole floor of the hotel and the ballroom and stuff, and that's where the main thing would take place, and thousands of people would go from all over the world, and well, ever since COVID that we haven't been able to have it. Cup, what's up? In-person stuff, yeah, exactly. But it's still broadcast. The main thing is like broadcast on Twitch for a week straight, 24/7. So, couple things. I will start out with guitar and see how long I can stay focused with it before my mind focuses on my fingers. It seems to be around 2 hours is how long I'm usually able to make it. And then I have a couple ideas for after that, so because I realized more and more I gotta do something. And then Caltraz, hola, and we'll see what happens tomorrow with the appointment with the hand surgeon, and I guess go from there. So, music on Twitch. There's no pain or anything. I just have like really limited mobility in my hands, and it's affected my guitar playing forever. I was just kind of born this way, but we're gonna see what exactly is going on and see if there's anything that could be done about it. I have no idea. I don't know. Rui, hello. Welcome. Fingers crossed. Well, that's the issue. I have difficulty. Thank you, chill. S Ballas. Welcome to the stream. As and Vol, thank you again for gifting out the sub that ended up going to Ballas. Ballas? Maybe? Give me 1 second. I think I moved my camera. 1 second. Okay. Now my head isn't almost getting cut off. Thanks, Chill. Yeah, that was me. I was really upset on stream. It happens sometimes, and you can tell in the music when that is. But yeah, speaking of, I added something yesterday. If you check out that link that Vol brought up, is this gonna bring it up? No, of course I gotta. Yeah, this Cerebon. So this is the opposite. This is gonna be quite chill. So if you like this kind of stuff, definitely check out the YouTube channel. And you're already here, so you will have already seen that I play this kind of music a lot. Also, in terms of let me try something out. Okay, I just want to see something. In terms of writing my own stuff in like a classical style, the things that are closest to it are like some improvisations that I do may be kind of like that, but I typically don't sit down and like actually write out, like in standard notation, a piece of music. Hola, Gravito. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in this Allemande. It's mainly just 2 notes at a time. I mean... Still just 2 notes. So like here, it's like kind of 4, but not really. It's like... 1, 2, 2, 2. And this same thing. That's just 2 notes. So. And it's really just like a 4-5-1. 1, 4, 5, 1. Self-taught? No. Hello, Kazi. There are things where more feels like it's going on. Well, not quite yet. Here, things start to get a little, things really start to jump back and forth in not a less predictable way, but sort of more frequently. So, so actually, if I do this. So it actually goes. So that whole thing. And that's what you hear back. That's what you should hear. Lord of Chaos, hello. And Elsem, thank you for the... Whoa. Okay, your gift sub thing came in the middle of the subs being gifted out. Thank you for the 5 gift subs. I've never seen that before. Hey, yo, Prac, you got a sub. Thank you, Elsem. And hello, welcome. That is one way to say hello in a stream. So what you get here is... and those together. And then this part, which you could do a couple different ways, which I switch back and forth between, is the notes just go. That part's not important. These. So they're kind of clumped like that. But within them, there's also this. Yeah, you got a sub, Prac. 50 months. 50-month resub. Geez, 13 months of gift subs. That's right. What a legend. So those are two different ways to treat this. The difference between... Now, you don't actually put breaks, but I'm just trying to separate them. Or... Now, I kind of like that. There's something nice about the way it builds up. Whoops. But yeah, this ending part. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I try to bring it out when I play it. And again, the bass. Boom, 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 boom. When I play the right notes, maybe. fMRI, yeah, I don't know either. I try to do. I mean, I try to describe it to you guys sometimes. It's almost like the best way to explain it is just what actually happens. For the most part, what actually happens when I don't make mistakes. Because that's like, by mistakes I mean almost by definition here, what's lining up with what I'm intending to do. So, right? Like, even if it sounded amazing, the mistake sounded amazing or something, it's not a good sign of what's going on in my head because it's literally not representing that. So, So that's like a way into it. But then you have to be able to you have to be made aware of what's going on if you're already not aware of it. So like I could play this stuff. But if you're not maybe either paying attention or like don't know what to look out for or something, the information is not getting across. If you want to use it as a way to explain sort of what I'm thinking, it's not getting across, which is like fine. You don't need that to like enjoy the music, but does anybody have enough disposable income to buy me a house? Someone want to purchase a home for me? In this economy, yeah, then that's all right. Someone just does anybody have hundreds of thousands of dollars that can just or alternatively, we can boils your blood. Yeah, that's the exact way to describe it. Boils your blood. That's what I feel like right now, despite the fact that my face is dead like this. Good grief, that's like, yeah, it's just like. beneath beneath the face is just like What did you miss? Nothing. This is... You missed my brain getting knocked off track. Piezoelectric speaker. I don't know if this is... I just need, the real issue is I just need actual, like, cooperation and commitment from the, from, like, my parents and brother, but I just can't get it. It's mainly just, like, empty apologies. So apologies with no change in action. Even though I'm the one who's, like, trying to facilitate it. Well, we have a BART trainer thing, but it doesn't actually get used. And I get in trouble for asking for it to be used, and I get yelled at. It's like, it's so not fair. Just another bump. Well, the road's like falling apart is the issue. Yeah, I've tried monotony, but when you are dealing with someone or people who just use immature tactics, so like screaming and running away, there's just nothing I can do. So I need to be the one to leave, but I can't. I just don't have the finances to do it, which is why I asked a few minutes ago if someone wants to buy me a home. Because not only does it like not help, it makes the ability to leave. It makes the ability to leave more difficult because it affects the streams. Like, no one wants to be here when this is going on. Hey, what's up, Fair? Is it a neighbor's dog? No, I live with my parents and my brother, and it's my brother's dog. And they just don't listen to me when I like, I'm sorry, but it's like, I'm sorry, we'll try better, but that like literally means nothing. So it's like, okay. People's elbow. I wish I could. It doesn't. It's not a realistic solution. I'm not buying. No, I can't buy my own dog. I can't afford to take care of. I can't afford to take care of one. I can't even take care of myself. How am I supposed to take care of something else? Yeah, everything's just totally messed up. And so then when you get the added things of like hand issues and stuff like that, or issues with things in stream, all these things, the health stuff, all this added on top, it's like no wonder I crack so easily. There's pressure from all sides so that any one thing causes the whole thing to like collapse in, if that makes sense. There are like so many stress points where things can fail and buckle. Yeah, it's like being crushed, and like even knowing that like my therapist is worried about like me having an actual like mental breakdown, like a technically like psychotic episode. It doesn't help. Sometimes people blame me for feeling shitty. Someone did the other day and told me to stop complaining. And they claim to be a supporter of the stream too. And they didn't even say it to my face. They said it privately. They sent a DM to someone while I was streaming, just trashing me. I really don't know. Is this your first time here? No, it's not my first time here, but I really don't know what kind of stress he has in his life because he's on a free platform when people literally pay him. Also, they said literary, not literally. How is that even stressful? I don't care. I don't care if he works hard. Look, I'm in my 50s, all right? I also work hard all my freaking life. It doesn't give me the right that I need to talk to people on the internet like I'm the dad and you are the kid. That is a quote. And every time I said that, it was in capitals. Is that what, yep, that is literally, let me see if I can do this. I'm reading a DM. This is the kind of shit. No, it's okay. I think it's always time for a joke, but that's just me. But that is not the first of its kind. I've gotten them before. I've gotten them in stream. I've gotten them in DMs. No. The person who's saying that, unless that's what you mean. That's why I was like, wow, the person who said that is in their 50s? That's something I expect from like a teenager. No offense to teenagers, but kind of offensive. It's like, dude, you're in your 50s and this is how you're talking. You sound like this is like teen drama from a people are dicks, mate. I mean, that's a good, but like I've gotten this for years because and so, you know, as I've talked about these things before, and I've, you know, I have these like negative ways of thinking. These types of things end up, although they're not the most common, that's just not how it works. It still ends up validating the negative inner thoughts and giving them weight, because you go, guys, I don't know what's wrong with the channel. I don't know why people want to stick around. And then you go, well, what do you expect, Rafi, if you're just always talking about being so depressed and stuff? No one's going to want to stay around. Like that kind of thing is like, oh, you're right. So it does feel like it's my fault. And then there are things like that from people who are like trying to help. And then there's messages like these, and it's like, wow. And it doesn't feel like it's in my control because I feel like I'm doing everything I possibly can. And it's still not enough, but then people say you are doing enough, but it's like, no, it's clearly not enough. So, so it's like, I literally, like, seeing specialists, therapists, taking medication, doing different things for like years and years. Like, I don't know. And I keep coming back, and like I keep streaming, and like there's oftentimes a lot of pain and uncomfortable things that come with it, and I'm just hoping that one day there can be sort of a payout that matches that. It doesn't even have to be from streaming, just something. It'd be nice to like cash in on the like tough times, if that makes sense. Like, do I at least get something for the? Do I at least like? Do I rack up some sort of experience points? Do I rack up some sort of credit or something? I know that's not how life works. Before someone's like, life isn't fair. It's like, yeah, okay. Good afternoon, John. But a master's in the School of Hard Knocks? Yeah, exactly. But, you know, what have I had to go through? So I don't like comparing people's situations. What you saw in that DM, that person's message, was a comparison. If you notice, the person kept comparing it to themselves. I've worked hard. I've done all this. What does this person have to complain about? It's like, shut up. What do you have to complain about? I'll find someone. I guarantee I'll find someone who's in a worse situation than anyone else. And then I'll find someone who's in a worse situation than them. And then I'll find someone who's in a worse situation than them. It's like, let's not play this game. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. It's also not helpful. Even if it did work in terms of like having it logically make sense, because it doesn't. It doesn't. But even if it did, it would still be just as useless. If you breathe, things aren't too bad. Yeah, because some people don't even get to do that. But that person arguably ends up, things kind of loop back around where everything, hey Outnet, I've tried to do this before. I've done this. You can do this thought experiment. Try to think about the worst situation. He's literally, I guess he is doing that. I guess so. I guess so. Wait, how did I not realize that part? He is. He said he doesn't feel the need to tell people on the internet when he's having trouble, but he's literally saying that in a message to someone on the internet. So I don't know how I didn't pick up on that little bit of irony, but what you can try to do, because I've tried to do this. Like, think of the worst situation, because you can start with yours and just think you can always just make things worse. And so what I got to was like, you end up going down this, you go down and things just keep getting worse. And what you get to is like the fact that there is no way to do it. So like, what's worse, someone who dies in childbirth, or someone who lives till they're 90? Not who dies in childbirth, like the actual child who dies. Okay, the person who lives for a minute versus the person who lives till they're 90. The person who's 90, their whole life was filled with pain and suffering. Everyone around them died every single time in tragic ways. They were just, everything was as bad as it could be. Is that worse than the baby who who died right after being born. Which one's worse? Now, I don't think one is worse than the other. Like, I don't think that's how this game works, because I don't think the game itself works. I don't think the game exists. Okay, so I feel like there's a tendency to pick the baby, meaning like the baby had it better. So then you go like, whoa, it's actually nice as things get so bad. Things get so bad. You go like, I'm going to make things worse. And the point where it all leads to is actually the best situation. Where you are now, the worst situation is the one where you experience no pain and suffering and actually becomes the best situation. You're free of all of life's troubles and stuff. So you reach like this weird limit, like philosophical limit. The baby didn't get to do anything. He was the worst, died as fast as, it was just the worst thing. But actually, almost the best. So who has it worse than the baby? The person, you like loop back around to the person who has it almost the best. And you like, it just keeps doing this until you get back to like the baby. And then like, you just like keep spiraling around. And you have to realize that it's a sign of like this thing not working. It's not a good way to conceptualize life. I guess what we have to understand, I guess what we have to sort of, an assumption we have to make here or something like is that we're thinking from our third person point of view about the, baby's life. Are you really going to live to your 90? Maybe. Maybe, I don't know. Imaginary things. Well, we have to do that because they're not things. I talked about this sort of the other day, that like these things aren't really made up. Like perhaps like the dollar, like that amount, that word, that currency is made up, but like you can't get rid of currencies. And I know there's someone going to be like, actually you can, but it's like, no, you can't. Like, there's a reason we made it. There's a reason things evolved to this point. And back to barter. Yeah, you don't want to. I have a feeling, without being you, I have a feeling you don't want to do that. It used to be like that. Like, we used to be, like, things used to be, we moved away from that stuff for a good reason. Try not to, my suggestion would be to try not to romanticize the past. Like, my problem that I have seems like it's an issue of money. But it's not actually, money isn't creating this problem that I have. That has to be very clear to others, and to, that I want it to be very clear that it's not what I'm saying. I don't even think Twitch is like the problem. These things are not, these problems I have are like, I don't know what the right word would be. They're, and not just for me, but for like so many people. These problems are problems that are inevitable, no matter what language you think of them in, no matter what currency is used, no matter what system you're working in. Like, these things have to be, they're almost as necessary as like laws of physics. That like there's some sort of trouble, for example, getting back something for what I'm giving and having that be equal. And it is that general. And so that could be money, it could be appreciation, it could be all sorts of stuff. So it doesn't even have to be money, that's just one like sort of unit or form of this exchange type thing. And this isn't unique to Twitch. Like, these problems aren't unique to Twitch. They're not unique to money. They're not unique to me. They're not unique to music. They're just not unique to any one thing. Like, these are problems larger than these are problems that you can find in different aspects of life. They're not specific to any one aspect. They're not a problem with that thing. They're just problems that are going to happen. And these inequalities, maybe you could, if you want to use it that way, just these problems, because they exist, they're gonna have to manifest themselves in some specific system. But just because that happens, it doesn't mean the system is the thing that's causing it. I don't know if that makes sense or not. It makes sense to me. There's a problem. It's got to, like, let's say I have a problem in my head. It's not the fact that I'm saying the things that make the problem. This is just how it's manifesting it. Like, this is just how it's being interpreted. This is just how it's being... This is the medium through which you're experiencing the trouble. Maybe that's a better way to say it. But it's not... Like, if I have trouble speaking about something, it's not a problem with English. And it's not a problem with my mouth. That's just the medium, the language, and the, you know, okay, yeah, my tongue and my throat and lungs and stuff, but those things aren't the problem. So we have to be very clear about that. If you want to understand the problem and if you want to make it better. At least that's my philosophy on all this stuff. That's where being honest with yourself and with others comes in, regardless of whether it sounds nice or feels nice or doesn't feel nice or sounds weird or sounds wrong. Like, no, your senses aren't the problem. If you get punched in the face, it's not a problem with your sense of touch. It's a problem with the person who punched you. And actually, it's going to be larger than that, too. Because there are all sorts of people that punch. I mean, there are... There's no perfect correlation between, like, you could say IQ and happiness. It's not like as a person is more intelligent, they're happier. That's not how it works. In fact, there are things that can start to show the opposite. With from what I've seen, large amounts of mental health problems with people who are on the ends of the spectrums in terms of intelligence. But maybe there are others here who know more of the specific data, but that's what I've seen. Which leads me to, it kind of makes sense too, because why would there be a bell curve with so many people in the middle? But it's like, that seems to be where people are, like, the happiest. So it'd be good to have most people there, and it'd be good to, like, be there. Oh, then there's that too, I guess, problems. But I've seen, I don't know, do you mean problems in life in general, or... Problems that, oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I was thinking more in terms of like mental health issues. Well, you don't want to make your experiences the way life is if you mean that in a dismissive sense. Because then, like before, when I said, like it sort of all comes down to how you can help solve the problem. So you want to have an accurate picture. If your picture of things is, that's just the way life is, and that is so dismissive that it leads to inaction, well, that doesn't make things better. So that's not very good. If you think good is taking action to make things better, and actions that will make things better, as far as you can tell. But it could be helpful. It could be the opposite of a problem if you understand that that some of these things are going to be this way, and that if you just try to change something specific about where you are. Okay, let me give you an example. I have this problem with streaming. I talk about this all the time. And shit still happens? Yeah. For sure. That's just like, it's like brutal. It's so brutal. And there's so many variables, you can't know what's going to make things better. That's why I added that last thing at the end of what I just said, which was you try to take actions to make things better as far as you can tell, you know. So you go like, oh, I have this problem. This happens all the time. This is like such a real, important thing to think about. I get upset. There's issues with streaming and stuff like this that make me upset. And so people are like, well, why don't you stop? And it's like, that's what you would think if you think that streaming or that this platform is the problem. But I know through having more context and more information than you, because I'm me and I've been with myself my whole life, as opposed to maximum 4 or 5 years for some of you, which is like in the course of 34 years, that's not a lot. I've seen that exactly. It's not the there are like things that would be better if I had a magic wand that I could change about streaming or about Twitch or something. But simply leaving and going to something else in life is not the core problem. The main problem is like something with me. And because I'm streaming, you're gonna see the problem through streaming. That's what I mean. So like that becomes the medium through which you experience and get information about the problem. But that problem, if I go and work for something, like if I was teaching before, the same problems occurred. But they just manifested themselves slightly different because the medium was different. It's what I kind of try to tell people who are like, well, you should just stop streaming then because it clearly doesn't like make you happy or something. It's like, no, it's actually not. That's not how that works. I would just be running from. I think I would be thinking I'm avoiding the problem, but it would just come up wherever I found myself. And then I'd be there and those people would go, oh, well, you should leave this thing and do that because that's the problem. It's like, oh, okay, let me go over here. And it's like, well, you need to leave this place because this is clearly a problem for you. It's like, no, clearly everywhere I'm going, there's a problem. Perhaps. Oh, perhaps I. But, like, who wants to do, like, but that's what I mean, like, I really think that's the way to go about figuring this stuff out. And it seems not good at first, because, right, why would you want to have a problem? You wouldn't want to have a problem with you, like, you should, that's bad, because, well, you have a problem. Or, it could kind of be good, because if the problem's with you, you can at least do something about it. I can't fix other people. If everyone else was my problem, I'd be screwed. Because I have no hope in fixing the world. Rafa, you're a perfect person, and the problem's with everyone else and not you. Oh, let me fix this problem then. Yeah, go for it. Okay, so I'm just gonna fix billions of people, and then everything will be great. Yeah, just go for it. It's like, oh wow, that's not good at all. Or, or you go, actually, everyone's got problems, and yeah, maybe they're kind of part of the problem, but you're also part of the problem. Oh, me, that doesn't feel good. It's like, well, you can do something about that. Much easier than you can fix other people's problems. So, okay, let me try to fix my problems. Do I desire to fix the world? I did at one point, but I kind of had to give up. If I'm being totally honest. I got totally... This is why I stay away from, you can't change a dick. Well, they can... Mainstream TV? I mean, it's a slow slog for sure. Kiram, hello. I spent a long time... This is something I've kind of talked about in different forms, but there's a reason I haven't fixated on large problems in the world. I haven't focused on fixing systems, fixing nations, fixing stuff like that. It's like, dude, for me personally, it's overwhelming. And I started to realize and see major roadblocks, and they were all over the place, and I felt totally helpless. And all I was doing was getting into confrontations with people and seeing people get into confrontations with each other, and I was like, holy shit. I'm not making anything better. I'm not solving anything. No one's listening. I'm feeling worse about myself. I'm not making myself better. I'm not making people immediately around me any better. I'm just trying to look at these like lofty goals and trying to just like change them. And I am not even just changing them. Not only was I not fixing them, I was making everything worse, which certainly didn't help them. And I was like, Jesus, I need to stop doing this and just like find one thing to focus on, so that I can handle maybe making that thing better and then also making myself better. Because I tried to follow the thing like, if you just like focus on others and try to make other people happy, it'll make you happy. And it was like, what? I thought that was the case because so many people said it. But at least for me, that didn't work out at all. But I feel like that's what young people tend to do. Like, that's a natural thing. You're young and you like start to gain some like agency, and you start seeing these problems and you're like, we're gonna do it, man. And you're like wonderfully naive. You're right. You're like, we can do it, man. We'll just be together. And of course you talk like that. And then you like become jaded. And you're like, oh shit, oh man. Maybe I can't just solve all the world's problems by shouting. But it doesn't mean you want to. So then you turn 30 and start telling the young whippersnappers to shut up. And then you realize you're old. I'm just kidding. The thing is, you need people. So I think you definitely need people to like fight and guide these like huge goals. Ending world hunger. Like you don't want to just not do anything. That's what that's what the issue would have been with what Patui said. The way life is a pretty big problem. If you go, that's just the way life is, that would be a problem, because that would be a dismissive way to do it. You go, hunger, it's just going to be a thing, so let's not do anything. That's just the way life is. Let's move on. It's like, oh, that doesn't make anything better. So you go, okay, so maybe we can't make it so every person ever is just like totally satisfied in terms of hunger. But does that mean we shouldn't try to do something? So you try to do that, but you got to get like smart people, people who care, people who know what they're doing, people who are dedicated to that, and like let those people try to do something about it. Hey, Bob, what's up, dude? And then you have other people who do other things, and you let them focus on their thing, and they try to make those changes. Yeah, narrow the focus a bit, because like, dude, how the hell am I supposed to well, feed the world? So what Vol said, she's like, your playing helps make people happy. So it's like, yeah, maybe I can do that. Maybe instead of trying to end all violence and hunger in the world, perhaps I can try to make a group of people like their lives better. And then maybe by helping make their lives a little better, they can do the same a little bit to the people around them. And theoretically, although this would never work because the chain would break at different places, and it's also just it's not this simple, but like sort of theoretically things would get better. Because you're just making things better for everyone, because you spread out here and it just increases exponentially. Now, again, somewhere along the line that's going to break. People aren't going to do that. These things aren't laws of physics where, like, the amount you help someone isn't a quantifiable amount of energy. Like, it can actually, like, this type of energy can be created or destroyed. Like, so it's not totally equal. If not, you do something nice and, like, it would just keep going in a chain reaction. It'd be like a nuclear bomb of perhaps a hydrogen bomb of positivity and positive changes. Hello, Jeds. So it's like, all right, so I'm trying to help people out. Unfortunately, I need some help too as I do it, because I just need more help, because like clearly my basic needs are like not being met. And that's just the way it is. Like we can try to over philosophize about it and pretend that that's not the case, but it clearly is the case. And to try to deny that would not be making the situation better. Like, is it really that bad? It's like, it's clearly bad enough, and you have to at least start there. Where obviously it's not the worst situation in the world by far, but it is certainly not a good situation. And that's like what so many people's situations are like. It sounds like that's what Chill Mission is saying. I know there are other people in the stream right now who are listening that have these situations going on where it's like, it doesn't help to reframe a bad situation as just being good. You can try to do it so that you can actually like make things better and be like, oh, well, maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. And if your reframing helps you make things better for you, it's like, okay, that's good. But if you're gonna use some like word games and stuff to reframe your problem as something that's good or not a problem at all, and then you just don't do anything about it, it's like, oh, don't do that. That's getting back to that. That's just how life is. It's like what Patui said earlier, you don't want to do that. So sometimes I try to talk about streaming my situation like that, and I don't mean it, I try not to make it like a sort of a pity situation thing, or that I'm confused. Like, I know what's going on, and I know these things are problems, and I don't want them to not be problems. Like, I don't want my health issues to not be a problem, because then I wouldn't fix them. I don't want, like, I want things to get better. I don't want the things to be the way they are. Like, I don't want those to be okay. I want them to be better. So I have to, if I want them to be better, I have to be like, this is at least a problem on some level. Like, that's okay to be like, there's a problem. Your life isn't perfect and you're not perfect. Like, you don't have to stop someone from thinking that. Now, maybe if it gets to the point where they're like, I don't know, so crippled by it or something, then maybe you can try to change something around that. Like, you have a problem, but like, you're not a horrible human being. Like, you don't have to give up on yourself. Like, if someone thinks they have so much of a problem that there's just such a piece of garbage that they're not worthy of even being helped, then that becomes a problem. Then it's like, whoa, hold on a second. You may have problems, but like, they're not so big that you're just like a waste of your life. You're not like a broken thing that there's nothing else to do besides discard you. Like, that's not good. But if someone's like, yeah, I got these problems and I want to fix them, you don't want to be like, no, you don't have any problems. Everything's awesome. It's like, what? No, this is certainly a problem. No, you should be happy the way things are right now. You should be totally satisfied. It's like, should I? I don't think I should. I kind of want, even if things are good, like, I kind of want to make them better. Like, I'm not like fat or overweight or dying from something, but like, I'd rather be physically healthier, which is why I'm like working out every day. You don't have to be like, no, you're fine. You're fine like that. It's like, yeah, fine, but I don't want to be fine in life. I'd rather be great than fine. I don't know about you guys. Does anybody ever get have something they want to change or something they want to do and it gets dismissed? Maybe you have a goal. Like, I want to grow the stream. It's like, no, it's fine the way it is. It's like, no, man, I have a goal. Like, I have a goal. And I think people take goals, seeing someone having a goal, being like, in order to have a goal, you have to accept that where you are is not as good as your goal, where you'll be when you achieve your goal. And I think people actually demotivate unintentionally by being like, you don't want your goal. Because then that makes them feel like where they are is totally fine. And that's good. You don't want the goal. Hey, I want to lose some weight. No. You should be happy like the way you are right now. It's like, no, I want to achieve this goal. So it might be better, and I try to do this myself as much as possible, to be like, when someone says they want something, maybe I don't think they need it or something like that, but that's sort of not up to me unless I think it's horribly, terribly like destructive and, I don't know, totally not matching up with reality or something. But like, if someone wants to do something, it's like, yeah, go for it. Like, do it, man. Instead of reacting with like, no, but you should be happy like this. Because that's ultimately like denying their goal. So, that's one of the big ones I've been thinking about. Even more so than that, for myself, and I think for everyone, is also giving people advice when they haven't asked for it. I was just talking to a friend about that. And that's another thing I've been trying to do more and more. Hair is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, your hair it's fine. But hey, even if someone wants to make their hair better, do something with it. It's like, yo, go for it. Is that your goal? Okay. The goal isn't going to be totally destructive for people around you and all this stuff. Like, okay. Go for it. May not be my goal, but like, what are we all gonna have the same goals? Like, go for it. The goal never finished. Yeah, well that's, I think that's fine. People sometimes see that as greed, but I think you really have to you have to be careful. Not trying to make things better as much as possible can't be synonymous with greed. If you reach some level and you get there and like of course, then you set a new goal for yourself and you try to make things better. Unless you think things are perfect. But even if things are like perfect, Canción del Mariachi, I've heard it. People ask me to play it sometimes, but I've heard it. That's the Antonio Banderas. Let's say everything's exactly like you want it. You still have to set the goal to maintain it, and that goal of maintaining never gets achieved because you're maintaining. So you always have to be doing something. So, like, you're never gonna not have God, what would a life be like without no goals? Did I just say without no goals? Without not having any no goals. What would life be without having goals? Like, you'd literally be aimless. You'd just be floating, and humans don't seem to like that. Like, is that what you want your, like, friends and family and stuff to have? No goals? Sights set on nothing? Nothing to look forward to, nothing to want to achieve, to accomplish. It's like, oh God. What's your problem? What the hell? Unless floating, see, if your goal is to float on, my friend. I have a friend who's like that, but that's like his goal. He lives in Rhode Island. Rhode Island is already small. He's like, there's a road kind of southern more Rhode Island. He's like, yo, I want to live and have everything here so I don't need to travel past this road. Now, he doesn't mean literally make it so he never goes above, but it's just like, he wants everything to just be as simple and like as close to him as possible. Like, he wants to like float in this way, but that's his goal, and he actually has to like work at it. No, he doesn't live in a van. No, he doesn't. And he has a family and stuff. Like, that's what he wants to do. And so now his goal is being able to like maintain this relatively low maintenance, chill lifestyle thing. He doesn't have the desire, and not only does he not have the desire, he doesn't want to go and travel to like all different places. He doesn't even want to. There are even parts of Rhode Island he just doesn't want to go to. And so it's like, okay, that's what he wants. That seems totally reasonable to me. Why not? Like, okay, go for it. Boom. Now, if you want to do something and you want to go places, but you're just floating and you can't stop, but you're trying to like, you're like reaching out, but you can't even get close. You can't hold on to anything. You're grasping and nothing, and you're just like totally out of control. You can't change your direction. You've like floated away. You're in space. There's nothing you can do to. You're just going. Then you got a problem. But that's different than the person that's like, I just wanna float. Yeah. Like, that's. What's wrong with that? Oh, my friend situation? Nothing. That's what I mean. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Go for it. Do it. Aimless floating versus desire. Yeah. So it just comes down to intention. Just like music, just like composing, just like art. What's your intention? Are you achieving that? You are? Oh, good. You're not? Oh. Maybe you can do something to make that happen. Goals are okay. Yeah, and that's what you want. Low goal, like set achievable goals. It's like a classic, like set achievable goals. And then you reach that. Your expectations aren't like super high, which is not a bad thing. It's not like, don't expect anything from life. You suck. You'll never get anything. It's just like, set realistic goals, achieve them, and then set another goal and keep doing that. Coco, if we all just had everything, we wouldn't be able to have goals. It's like starting at a video game where you have all the items and everything's maxed out and you can't grow. It becomes very depressing. Although you'd probably be able to find some arbitrary, you'd be able to find some challenge regardless of how arbitrary it may seem. And so that would then be a thing you don't have. So like you can't even have everything even if you want. Like theoretically you can't even have everything. You can come up with an infinite number of things that like you can't do or achieve or have. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's like that's what this may sound silly, but like that's what speedrunning's about. You beat these games and stuff and like you beat the game. It's like, well, what the hell do you do now? The game's done. Let's come up with an arbitrary goal. And we get to do it again. We get to get more replay value out of this. Oh, we're going to beat it as fast as possible. Oh, we did that. It's starting to really get boring. There's not many more goals we can set that are achievable. Let's put some arbitrary expectations and or arbitrary restrictions on this goal. So we're going to beat it as fast as possible, but you can't do this because why? Because let's just do it. Okay, like okay, we did that. Let's also set this goal that is totally arbitrary but works. We get more and like you just get to keep doing that. Yeah, you'll get no dopamine hits. You'll get no sense of progression. Like, we need that stuff. Like, And that is like, that's much deeper than humans. That's just like creatures need that. No, that has nothing to do with, ego. This is like as simple as like rats will demonstrate these types of behaviors. You don't want to make creatures, you don't want to give creatures everything. It is like, and it's tied strongly to dopamine. You don't want to rob creatures of the ability to grow. Trust me. Like, trust, you don't want to do that. They're going to be miserable. Is ego, but that makes it sound like that's a bad, like ego is not a bad thing. That sounds like so what it's, and I may be wrong, but what it sounds to me is like you're making any sort of improvement seem like a bad thing, as if ego is just a bad thing. And that is not correct. For like lots of different reasons. Musical transcriber? Oh, I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of things. I'm also not a, expert transcriber or something, so... I need to see... No, I don't think... Well, in a certain sense, you need to see the difference. That's what I was saying about the difference between greed. Wanting more, it's like, well, do you want more because you're greedy, or do you want more because... Yeah, I'm gonna be... yeah, difference between what and what. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's not really... It seems like... anything that has to do with improving, you're chalking up to, like, just your ego, and it sounds like the person is being deceived. But that's not... That just isn't true. I'm not really sure how... That doesn't seem... And I know you said that's not what you're saying, but it kind of... I don't think I understand. I'm gonna be totally honest. Does anybody like? I'm not trying to be dismiss. I'm just. I don't really understand. Unless you mean like how things really are for you versus your perception of yourself. Perhaps in the sense of maybe you have some form of like body dysmorphia and you think you're really fat, but you're actually so skinny that all your bones are showing. And maybe that would be the difference between you and the thought of yourself, where you are actually terribly dangerously skinny, but the thought of yourself is that of someone who's just like really fat and gross. But outside of that, I'm not sure how that this distinction would apply here. This shirt made me look fat. Yeah, and there's like, also, this is important. Who are you? Does your past make you who you are? I mean, partly. I'm just not sure. Like that actually seems like a totally different philosophical conversation that won't have any bearing on the idea of goals. Wait, I like raspy stuff. I don't have to. Let's be clear here. Just because I like this sound here doesn't mean I don't like incredibly raspy. Like, this is not the only sound I like. This is important. What if I want to have everything that I want and then grow? Wait, what if I want to have everything that I want and then grow? You mean like, what if your goal is to have everything? And that kind of like is a meta goal. Like that kind of is what goals are. What a weird sentence. That is what goals are. But if we have to also realize you can sort of just string words together. The other way of maybe interpreting that, because I'm not sure exactly I don't want to misinterpret Coco Muffin's sort of question there. How do you grow if you... Well, you can't, but you can also never have everything. There's no way. Maybe everything you want, but I don't know if that's even the case either. Until perhaps you get to some certain age for some people, because we also have to realize that people are just different. Like, some people are different. Because we have to be careful not to say things philosophically that, like, holds no real meaning. We don't want to make assumptions that just aren't true. Because it's like, what if you do just... well, maybe I should wait for Coco to perhaps clarify. But what I was gonna say is, like, you may be like, well, what if I don't want to grow or something like that? Or what if I don't want to change and everything I have right now is fine? It's like, I'm not sure that just because you say that that's actually how you feel, which may sound dismissive, and I wouldn't want it to be that way. But what I mean by that is we aren't always aware of what it is we actually want and what it is we actually think. Because if that was the case, the whole field of, like, psychology and therapy and stuff like that wouldn't be too important, because we'd know everything about ourselves, and I don't think that's the case. Hey, Nick. Teaching in-person lessons. Oh, damn. Like, I want to own everything, and I want to own and then grow as a person, since you can't deprive people of their growth. Oh, I want to own everything that I want to own, and then grow as a person. Yeah, so okay, so that's where Vol's... Okay, yeah, Vol's comment works there. So you're saying you want to have all these material possessions and then grow past that? I mean, that... Yeah, I mean, like, you can... What you want in terms of material stuff may be, like, totally achievable, but it may also go along with what the skills and knowledge and stuff and experience you want to have. That list may grow. I mean, like, I may be in a situation where I go, okay, I have all the material things I need. I want to do this. I just want to grow at this point. But then I'm like, part of growing is, like, wanting to play the violin. And now this whole chunk of new material possessions that are kind of required gets added on. I no longer have all the things I need, all the material goods. And then I get those things and do that, and I want to do this. Like, I have all the stuff I need. It's like... It's also realistically... There's this part of it, too, that you have to be careful of. It's realistically very difficult to get all the things you need. At least from, like, a sort of theoretical point of view. Like yeah, you could be... you could work with whatever you have. You could... adopt a lifestyle of just, like, rejecting material goods and stuff, but it sounds like neither of those are what you're talking about. And so then what happens is, like, you can always improve the material thing. Like, I have a camera. It's better than the camera I had before, which is better than the camera I had before. But there are so many better cameras that I just can't afford. And, like, you'd have to have so much money to then get all those material possessions. Like, in streaming, like, that's what just keeps happening. You start with some basic stuff that satisfies that need, and then it's like, because you could get better stuff, but you may not even know what that better stuff is. But even if you did, it's like, do you have the money for it? And so you keep going, you keep using those materials until you deem it necessary, or maybe not necessary, but highly beneficial to upgrade. And that's going to be based on what your own goals are and also how much money you have. Because someone may be like, oh yeah, it's beneficial to get like a $10,000 camera, but I just started. But that's because I wiped my butt with $10,000. Like, I don't know. Like, so it's, this is what you mean? Wait, I don't know. Okay, so you're going to have to, because I don't think, and here's the thing, I'm going to be honest. I don't think anyone's understanding Patui. So like, I'm trying to see if it's just me, but I don't, and maybe someone can jump in here, but I don't think I understand. Your experiences don't make that a reality. This is a genuine question. Does anybody know what Patui's talking about? Can someone like restate it, if for nothing else for me? Because I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what. Okay, I was saying how it is with Twitch. Okay. So Daniel's watching Amaranth while we. But that was your experience? No, well, hold on. All right. But that's also the reality too. Part of that is just your reality. Like, okay, I have 24,980 followers. That's not my experience. Like, that is real. That's just real. I can point to that. That's very real. So, what, not to kind of pull a Bill Clinton, but it depends. What do you mean by it? Because it depends on what your definition of is. But it actually depends on what you mean by it and that. Because you were saying that's how, you're saying how it is with Twitch, how what is with Twitch. There's lots of things going on with Twitch. There are some things that are just like, I don't know, this seems like way too sort of overly philosophical. It kind of feels like a bunch of words. Is there somehow you can clarify? Just watch this later? Oh, is this a video? I don't watch a video. No, come on, you gotta be able to, you gotta be able to I don't know. I don't see. Like, if you could, like, because again, it seems like I'm not the only. It actually here seems like I'm not the only one that no one's following this. If that makes sense, I don't. Like, because it's totally possible and happens all the time that you may not see a problem exists and you don't see the problem. Okay, so it doesn't mean that the problem doesn't exist. You just don't see it. But I don't even know, in this situation, I don't even know the realm in which the problem is happening. It is so, like, what's the issue? What's the issue? Is there a way to, like, rephrase it or, like, contextualize things to some... So if you're broke right now and you want to have money, like, maybe Patui's talking about, like, I don't know, perhaps the way some enlightened monk may think about material stuff and be like, if you just drop your ego or something and experience true ego death, you won't need any sort of material possessions and you will live the most enlightened, bliss-filled existence. Something like that is just like, but I don't actually see. I'm not getting a clear thing. Like I don't even disagree. Here's what I mean. I don't even disagree with what you're saying, Patu. I just don't actually know what's happening. It's just kind of. But that's me trying to make up an argument for you, perhaps, to agree, to then decide to agree or disagree with. Does that make sense? But I mean, like, does that specifically make sense to Patui? Does that make sense? Well, how about this? Is that what you're saying? Because that just may not be what that may make sense, but it may just not be what Patui is getting at. I'm just trying to think of where the ego fits in, because I'm thinking about it's like ego, materials, experience versus reality, and I'm trying to like link it all together. But I'm struggling a bit. And out of respect to Patui, just everyone, I don't like fake agreeing with people or something. I think that's kind of disrespectful and patronizing to just be like, yeah. It's like what you do with kids. So I don't want to do that. I like understanding people. If they mean to say something and they want to say it, and I don't understand, I'm going to ask questions to clarify. Yeah. Like oh God, I don't want to do that. That'd be super rude. Oh, if they're different. Okay, well, it felt like there were sort of different top. That was the sense I was getting. That's why I was like, oh, I don't know where exactly this is tying in. And I'd mentioned, I was like, it seems like a totally different, like, philosophical debate. Because it seemed like I got the sense that it was countering something that was being said. Like, oh, hey, there's a problem here. Here's why. But then that thing just seemed like it was a separate conversation. So I was just struggling to connect the two. Also, I'd hope that what I just mentioned also works for me too. If you don't, I'd hope that you guys don't just go like, yeah, you said something, so I totally understand it and I totally just agree all the time, every time. That's just how it's like, really? It's like, I can ramble on and say all sorts of things that don't make sense. It may make sense in my head, but that's just because I'm not necessarily articulating what I'm thinking. So like, you may be like, what the hell did you just say? Dude, you're making no sense. And I'm like, oh geez, okay, yeah, probably. Let me try to make sense. Also, I missed, Brian, thank you for the $10 donation. That was 22 minutes ago. I didn't have the notifications up. Brian, thank you for the donation. Yeah, I don't want to fake agree with people, and I hope you don't. I don't know. I hope you don't fake agree with me. Which doesn't mean you have to be like a jerk, and I don't want to be a jerk to people, but like, I think asking people to clarify is like a great thing. So you can make. I don't know. If not, you're just doing a dance in front of you. Like, it's just not real. You're just. That's what some conversations feel like in a different language if you don't speak it well. Which one of these two things do you want? Haha, yeah. It's like that's super like that was not a yes or no question. Oh, yeah. Yes, that's right, Nightbot. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link it to your Twitch account to get Prime Gaming. I've talked a lot and done this stuff. If anyone has the ability to support the stream, it would be greatly appreciated. To, well, help with all the things I was just talking about. Because at the moment, everything is, well, it's always going to be like this. Everything's always going to be provided for free with no expectation. But it would still be helpful if we could get something in return. Especially if I'm for use words. I get that. And it probably is extra difficult to have to type it out. Like writing is not easy. So but yeah, especially when I'm not playing music, I need like almost extra support, or I need to like encourage it more. Brian donated and there were some subs earlier, but like for example, we've gotten 1 follow in over 2 hours, and most people are going to see this and be like, oh, that's not music or something, and leave. And there's not a lot of there aren't moments to cheer and donate and sub, whereas you can kind of do it like after a song or stuff like that. So I have to unfortunately I have to sort of, I don't know, what would you call it? Beg more. The less structured the stuff is, the more I have to talk about the not fun things. If that makes sense. Hey, Pear Doll, thank you for the raid. Welcome. In my mind, I am eloquent. I can climb intricate scaffolds of words to reach the highest cathedral ceilings and paint my thoughts. But when I open my mouth, everything collapses. Yes, that I understand that. Especially if you struggle with dyslexia, then that makes it obviously it makes it way more difficult. So if you don't want, I don't want to keep pushing you to like try to clarify something. Or if you did have a video and you want to DM it to me or something like that, I can look at it later. I just meant I wouldn't be able to like watch a video or something in stream. That's why I was like, oh come on, I can't like, if that makes sense. Just chatting, yeah. I just never know. I never planned to do this stuff. Like I never, because I also would have put on some background music. But I never think I'm not thinking about it as it's happening. It's not like, okay, we're time to sit and. If mods were able to change it on the fly pretty quickly, then that would kind of help. But it'd be even tough for you to tell. Like, am I gonna play more music right now? Do you change it to just chatting? I don't even know. Oh, you meant watch the stream later? I thought you meant you were about to send a video and it was like, watch this later. And I was like, oh, I can't. We'll switch to politics, yeah. No, I don't want to do. That's what I was talking about before. It's like, oh, that stuff doesn't end up really doing. Yeah, that's the guitar. Thank you, Kazi. Those are a couple video game tunes from Chrono Trigger, and then, well, a bunch of Zelda games. So the bracing, so Aaron does them in like the typical Taurus style, so 7 fan bracing. It's so yeah. And hello, Malik. How are you doing, my friend? I haven't seen you in a bit. It's been hella busy. Gotcha. What are you doing? What are you doing for work? Oh, and I saw you said Patui. Yeah, is there something to look for? I don't know if just looking back I'd be able to see, because again, what I was kind of trying to get at was that, like, I don't even know if I agree or disagree. I just wasn't. I'm still just not sure exactly what you're getting at. So I just feel like if I were to even just watch the stream back, I wouldn't even know like what to look out for. And like even if I did see maybe what you're talking about, I wouldn't even know. Right? Like does that make sense? You'd be like, "Oh, I watched it back." And you'd be like, "Hey, did you see what I was talking about?" I'm like, "I don't know." And maybe I would have seen it. Like maybe I did see it, but I just don't even know. That's what I mean. I'm a little unsure. It was 2 days ago. That's right. If it wasn't, no, no. That is correct. And thank you for the happy birthday, Malik. You're not feeling well. Well, hopefully the I don't know how much the conversation was helping with keeping things chill and stuff like that, but hopefully at least the sound of my voice was able to, I don't know, count for something, but yeah, I probably wouldn't even be able to watch it. Oh god, I can't. You know, never mind the fact that I don't like listening to my own voice. Oh god, I watch the VODs back for like watching for different parts, highlighting different things, and I'm like hearing myself talk. I'm like, I want to punch this guy in the face. No one has a voice as annoying as mine, but everyone thinks that, and I'm just like, I'm gonna kick this Schnaf dude in the shins. Super busy. Oh wow. Well, nice. Is it something you're enjoying? It kind of seems like it, maybe. Oh, what the hell? Everybody seems to be this way though. It's like your voice is like, oh, I talk like this. It's like, oh god, god. Yeah, so I listen to myself talk sometimes. I'm like, oh my god, shut up. Shut up. Why were you talking? Oh my god, you should never stream again. Speaking of dreams, you know what? Go for it, Malik. Do what you gotta do. If you think you can... But I mean, at least the pay is decent now. And hopefully you don't hate it. So it's like, I don't enjoy it, but whatever, I do it and get money. I can work towards something else. You're pretty young, so it's not like, you're not like, you know, much older trying to figure out what you're doing. I mean, just imagine if you were, I don't know, 34 or something and you were trying to... Tell that to me. Bobby Hill for 2 minutes would just be me saying "but dad" for 2 minutes straight. But dad. But dad. Oh. Okay. Oh, you don't think I can handle it? You don't think I can handle a blindfolded challenge now? Acapella challenge. Whatever song I'm about to play has to be done just with my voice. Because that wouldn't be insanely annoying. How else are you supposed to sing a tremolo? It's 30-second caprice. It's like, you gotta write a bunch of caprices for me. Hello, Tanya. Okay, that's... Which one was more annoying? Wait a second. I got so distracted I just skipped a section. I'm gonna do a couple of things here. tellement beau. Merci. Oh. Thanks for the collapse. Thanks for the collapse. Well, that actually would have worked, but that's not what was written. Welcome, Volmard, and hello, Remy. How are you doing? These are some of these classical pieces that I don't play very often. A lot of these, I feel like classical pieces in particular, lose a lot of their charm when things aren't played like perfectly well. Like there's something about the cleanliness of them that is really important. Hey, speaking of subs and support, Patiso, thank you for the 11-month resub. Excuse me as I hiccup. Thank you, Patiso. Yeah, they have. I feel like they always need this charm and like there needs to be this extra high level of refinement or something, which doesn't mean you can't make things kind of intense, but there's that's how I feel about like if we do that's like the voice in my head. And then when you get into this, like it's it. It just has to be totally clean. never play that anymore. But and that needs to be it needs to be so perfect and so refined to make it work, or else it just like loses its charm. Because yeah, charm is probably the word. Also, Patisa, thank you for 5 gift subs on top of the sub yourself. And although you were just wondering about Seti, I'm going to play it because as of now, you are essentially the top, donator of the stream today. So, and also I feel like I haven't played this in a couple streams, but like even this stuff that's kind of intense. There's 2 things. There's like everything is like semi-operatic. So even when it's intense, it's still and if it's like fumbling and like, okay, that's greetings to you, sir. Madame. Even this. Like, this is... It's like, oh, geez. Even this you don't want it to be Birthday was fine. It was alright. It was nothing crazy. And so, if you want to see a certain type of refinement of this piece, I play this transcription. Although it's like maybe a couple things are different. It's so charming and so and so clean. It's like Just wait. It's like, it's so ridiculous. Yeah, there's the back. Yep. Very schmaltzy. And ultra schmaltz. There it is. And you can hear it for us. Yeah, I've heard this a billion times. And the classic Segovia ending. Leans back and puts his hand on the guitar. You are very welcome, Patiso. I'm glad you were able to find the stream then. And thank you for the support. In partial honor to that, I will play a piece by Seti. Yeah, you gotta change it up because this song actually only has 3 things, and it just gets repeated over and over. So you gotta change it up. But it shouldn't be like forced in a certain sense. Also, first Shadow Clone, welcome. It is the first Nazien by Eric Satie. And Petiso, thank you again for the subs. For gifting the subs. Why'd I stop? Because the song's over. What do you mean when I stop? Who is FJ? I'm not the biggest fan of like shoutouts. The shoutout things are like kind of weird for me. I don't know what other people's sort of feelings are on it. I just like, if you have a friend FJ, although why is it FJ? I'm glad he likes the music. There's something that, I don't know, it sets off like my streamer senses. My spidey senses tingle for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. Does your friend FJ have an account? Karina, thank you for the 95 bits. Okay. What's up, Jason? He said I should sub. You know what? I am giving a shout out to your friend FJ. Let's go, FJ. That's right. That's right. I kind of like this FJ friend of yours. I kind of like him. Yes. You have Prime sub. I think that's a great idea. Okay, FJ. That's how you get a shout out. Now that's how you get a shout out. Let's everyone give a clap for FJ. Yes. Yes. Let's go, FJ. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a great... Man, this friend of yours is good. You should... Oh, Papa Blast, thank you for the Prime sub. Now you get a shout out. See, everyone gets shout outs. All thanks to Prime Gaming. FJ says, well, thank you, FJ. The legend. FJ the legend. Thank you, FJ. Yes. What a legend. What a legend. And Papa Bless listening to their friend. Look at this. This is I appreciate the support. In all honesty, I appreciate it. I just never know. Those situations are always weird. Sometimes I feel like people are just trying to get you to say something. It's like, can you give a shout out to my friend Jack? You know, Jack Mehoff. Like, yeah, your friend Jack. Jack Mehoff. Thank you. I'm glad you like the music. And so then you're like, oh, wait a second. I got you, dumb streamer. Or just, I don't know. My favorite that I heard is, it sounds like a, legendary jazz musician, Barry. Oh, you know Barry? Barry McCockner? Sorry. Sorry. All right. It's my favorite one I've ever heard in my life. It's my favorite inappropriate name I ever heard. Oh my god. See, I'm a child. I heard that on someone else's stream. They were doing it and I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. Does someone want to DM Tangy with what it's supposed to sound like? What it's supposed to... All right. Let's do this. Alright. Back to being serious. Thanks, Ben. I mean, Tangy should be able to get if it's just spelled out in English. I'm sure Tangy will understand. Like I'm sure Tangy will understand. Like if John sent that to and it gets spelled out, I'm sure it'll make sense. Also, why do I keep messing this up? You spelled it out. Okay, it should it should make sense then. I don't know. It may not be the most obvious if it's a second language, even if you speak it well. And I purposely tried to make it not too obvious, but... Oi, Veismer? What? What the hell? We'll do this. I think I may head out. I need to eat food. I need to work out because I haven't today. I woke up too late. I haven't woken up this late in a while. It's like an hour before the stream started. It's been 3 hours though. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is tomorrow morning I meet with the hand surgeon. We'll see what happens, but I'll talk about it on stream. I'm sure. I'm going to play the ending song again. My favorite parts of the stream. If you would like to help support the stream, and you haven't already, it would be much appreciated. That can take the form of donating, cheering, subscribing. If you can't do that, there's other ways, just by watching, lurking, chatting, sharing the stream with other people. That is also probably the most long-term that's like support that scales, if that makes sense. Um, cheers and bits are sort of like the highest immediate. They're like the most potent immediately. Subscriptions, not so potent, but they last long. And then sharing, and that chain of sharing, actually, that scales and like helps things grow. That would help a whole bunch. So like the stuff on YouTube, if you like it, make sure to, again, the classic thing, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out and helps other people find it. And if you know some other people that would like the music that we play here and on YouTube and the discussions and stuff, definitely let them know. Rating also helps. Oh, hey Cass, what's up? Cass, thank you for the raid. I was just about to head out. I'll do a couple then. But good luck with the meeting. Yeah, if you're here tomorrow, I'll talk more about it. I won't go into it too much now, but just really quickly, there's like a sort of nerve issue with this finger and a lack of flexibility and mobility in this hand. So there's two totally separate things, but thank you, Elena. Yeah, there's stuff. The older things that have always been up aren't of the best quality, both in like production quality and stuff, but sound, video, audio, it's like not the best because I don't know what I was doing, and I'm still learning. So I'm gonna eventually redo all of those things and upload nicer versions of them and stuff like that. But the improvisations you can't like redo, so I will just re-upload those with like nicer thumbnails. Because as much as I wish this wasn't the case, thumbnails and titles are almost the most important thing. Because no matter how great the content is, if people don't click on it, if it doesn't look nice or appealing, they're not gonna click. So obviously, like, the quality of whatever you're putting out has to be there, but if it's there and you can't get people to watch it, then it doesn't do any good. So you got to get people to watch. That's where a lot of the like watch time, watching, liking the stuff, sharing it with people, then YouTube goes, this is something that people seem to like, so let's show it to more people. But if not, no new people are going to see it. So that's a way you can actually make a huge impact that doesn't directly cost money. So yeah, so those are all ways to help, not just me, but really anybody who's streaming or doing something on YouTube or any form of content creation. So that being said, let's do our ending song. And yeah. Thank you for all the hearts, Cass. Thank you again for the raid. Thanks, Flob. Flob. So I'm gonna find someone to raid. Let me go to my massive following list. There are so many people on this website called Twitch. What is this? Pico Park? Scrolling. I'm scrolling. Scrolling. This is me scrolling. Oh. Is she usually on at this time? I've been streaming at this time for a while. This is strange. Jeez. It is Wednesday, right? Why are there so many people on who I feel like I don't usually see on? What the hell? Okay, I have to decide on someone. Jeez. Huh. Okay. Okay, we'll do this. We'll go over to Andy the Frenchie's stream. I think out of all the people I saw who I was like, oh man, look at all these people, that she's the one that's probably been the longest. I can't remember the last time I ended a stream and she was still on, so I'm not sure if this is, yeah, I don't know. But copy the raid calls. Thank you, Tanya and Fair. Thank you. Copy those raid calls. I'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Then a hand update. What? Okay. Thank you for the good luck. Thank you for the crossed fingers. We'll see what happens. Incoming? No, just Kvek. I hope that's not. Guys, don't spoil raids. Bonne nuit. I don't know if I said there's a. It's like could be Binet. Binet. Et bonne nuit. Et merci à toi. Thank you for being here. I don't know if you came with Pear's raid or not, but thank you. Okay. Oh, it was from another. Okay, I was gonna say I didn't recognize the person, but Sunfire just raided Andy, so double raid time. Ready? So, thank you all for being here. Thank you for the Anais? I don't know. I'll have to. Next time around, we'll have to do a pronunciation thing and figure out what's going on. Feather, hello. You came just at the end of the stream. We're literally about to raid Andy the Frenchie. Speaking of French stuff, she's... I don't know if she's actually... French. I mean, her name is Andy the Frenchie. She's from Canada. She speaks French and English. But yeah, we'll go over there. No, she's definitely Canadian, but I didn't know if she's like B and fille. Oh, so is it Anaïs? Anaïs? XQC? Yeah, just like she's basically the music version of XQC. All right, okay, we gotta go. Welcome, Captain. You are just in time for the raid. I'll be back tomorrow. You do pronounce it? Okay. Sounds like an Armenian name. All right, I will see you guys later. Take care.
Very much. So hi. Hello. I am right now. We are in a two-parter today. Another raid. So many raids. Schnaff.